Hi, my name's Rachel and I'm a British Lung Foundation exercise instructor. I've made this video for those with a lung condition who've previously taken part in a pulmonary rehab programme and want to continue doing exercises at home. Regular exercise can help you to breathe better, feel good and do more. Before you start, it's really important to ask yourself if you feel well enough to exercise today. Don't exercise if you have any of these symptoms, and certainly stop if you start to feel any. The symptoms are chest pains and tightness, dizziness or nausea, if you feel clammy or cold, more wheezy than normal, if your joints and muscles hurt, if you feel really unusually tired, or if you have any heart palpitations. If you have any new problems, seek advice from a health professional before you start exercising. This video contains a 30-minute exercise routine, and it will start with an essential warm-up and finish with an equally essential cool-down. The main part of the session will focus on endurance exercises that will help you to improve your stamina and fitness by challenging your breathing. There will be structured rest breaks throughout, but please take rest at any point. Only do what you can manage and what you feel comfortable doing. Remember, breathlessness is normal if you have a lung condition, especially when you exercise. So to ensure you're working at the right level, you should aim to work between a 4 to 6 on the Borg breathlessness scale. This would mean if you're talking, you need to pause for breath after every couple of words. If you're above a 6 on the scale and unable to talk because you're so out of breath, then please slow down or take a rest until you're able to regain control of your breathing. Equally, if you're below a 4 on the scale and can talk easily without much breathlessness, then maybe you could try to do a little bit more. You'll need a few things before you start. This includes a dining room chair if you want to sit to rest, or you can use it to hold on to. If you use a blue inhaler, please have that with you and use it when needed. Have water nearby and take small sips throughout the session. Make sure you're wearing comfortable clothes and fitted shoes. Feel free to pause the video to get these things together and then restart when you're ready to go. Okay, let's make a start with our warm-up exercises. Doing a warm-up at the start of an exercise session is really important to help prepare your body for the exercises to come. It can help to reduce the chance of you getting injured by warming the muscles so they become more elastic and oiling up the joints. Also, by gearing up our heart, lungs and circulation to be able to cope with the exercise ahead. Sit nice and upright in the chair with good posture and avoid using the backrest if possible. Start with some neck rotations. Turn the head to look over one shoulder and then gradually bring it back to the centre and turn to look over the other shoulder. Keep repeating this movement. Now, relax the arms by your side and tilt the ear down towards the shoulder. Bring the head back up and then drop the ear down towards the shoulder on the other side. Go at your own pace at this. Try some backward shoulder circles now. Try to make small movements to start with and then gradually make them bigger and bigger. Now change to big forward circles. Gradually make them smaller and smaller. Next, sweep the arms in front, dropping the head down, and bring your arms back out to the side, lifting the head. Repeat this movement in your own time. Torso twists now, so in your own time sit upright away from the backrest. Bring the arms across the front of the chest and turn your upper body to look over your shoulder. Gradually turn back to the centre and turn in the other direction. Keep the movement light and comfortable. Onto some lower body moves now. Lift the knee nice and high, hold for 1 second and then change legs. Now sit back in the chair so your back is supported by the backrest. Progress to straightening out one leg, hold for 1 second and lower back down. Repeat on the other side. This helps to get the thigh muscles working and loosen the knee joints. Keep one leg out straight and circle the ankles. Change direction. Swap legs over. Change direction. Next, imagine there's a cross on the floor and you have to touch it with your toe and then the same spot with your heel. Keep repeating this. Now change and try this movement with the other foot. This helps to loosen the ankles further. Let's do some seated activities that will start to increase the heart rate and breathing rate now. Sit up away from the backrest of the chair and march with the legs only. Now lift the knees and tap with the opposite hand. Back to normal marching now and sweep the arms in front, dropping the head down, and bring your arms back out to the side, lifting the head. Well done, that's the end of the warm-up. Hopefully you feel a little warmer and ready to start the first round of exercises. Pause the video if you need to have a small rest or have some water before we start. This week's video is a progression on from the week 5 exercises and is based around functional movement patterns that we use in everyday life. I'll be demonstrating the standing version, whilst Martin will be demonstrating the easier seated versions. You can change between who you're following throughout the video based on how you're feeling and your level of breathlessness. For the final part of this round, you'll need 2 carrier bags filled with a few tins or jars to represent your shopping. The first round is based on walking and different gait patterns. Let's start with a march on the spot and pump your arms. Stand or sit up tall with a good posture, shoulders back and head up. If you're standing and need extra support, then please hold onto the chair or join in with the seated exercises. Today we'll be completing 4 rounds and each round will last for 6 minutes before we have a structured rest break. But remember, you can rest whenever needed, especially if you feel your breathing becomes above the severe level on the Borg breathlessness chart. There's 10 seconds remaining before we change exercises. Let's progress to knee lifts and tap the hands. Try to lift those knees nice and high. Again, hold on if you need to. Each round contains 4 exercises that we'll do for 45 seconds each, and then we'll repeat them. We want these first 4 exercises to feel fairly gentle, so please go at a speed that feels comfortable for you. Being able to lift the knee high is important to make daily activities easier and safer. If you don't lift your knee high enough when walking or going up steps, you have a greater risk of tripping and falling. By keeping these muscles strong, we can reduce the likelihood of this happening. Move on to a V step now and punch forward as you step forward and down as you step back. Here, imagine there's a V on the floor and you're stepping at the top of the V and then back to the base. You might want to try getting the leg movements going first before you add the arms in. If you're becoming more breathless, then try to use the pursed lip breathing technique. It helps to keep in control of your breathlessness so you can do more. Ideally, breathe in through your nose and then breathe out through pursed lips as if you're trying to blow out a candle. Breathe out for double the time it takes you to breathe in. Breathing out for longer gives more time for any trapped air to escape, allowing more room in the lungs for the fresh, oxygenated air to get in. Now, change to a step forward tap, step back tap. Swing the arms as you move. If you'd like to go at a quicker pace for this one, then here's the speeded up version. Try to do as much as you can in this video, but if you find it too tough, and you might want to just try one round and then skip to the cool down. Gradually, each time you do this video, try to do a little bit more until you can do it all. For the second half of this round, please hold on to shopping bags filled with tins or jars from your cupboard. Make sure the bags are roughly equal in weight. If you want an easier version, just try holding a tin in each hand. Pick them up now and try a march on the spot. This exercise is supposed to simulate you carrying your shopping back from the shops, which is normally a very essential task. Holding the shopping bags and walking uses a lot of muscle groups, which in turn requires more oxygen. This means your body has to work harder to supply the muscles with the oxygen it requires, making the task feel harder. If this isn't the first time doing this video, try to progress and add something extra into your shopping bags to make them feel slightly heavier. There's 10 seconds remaining before we change on to the next exercise. On to knee lifts now. If you need to hold on for this exercise, then put one bag down out of the way so you don't trip on it and hold on to the chair. If your arms are getting tired, you can stop using the bags, slow down, try the seated version, or take a rest. If you feel you're not yet somewhat severely breathless, then try to lift the knees higher and move faster. If you are more breathless, then remember to use the pursed lip breathing. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out for double as long through pursed lips as if you're trying to blow out candles. Just 5 seconds. Change to V steps now. Remember, it is a good thing to get breathless whilst doing these exercises, and it's what we're aiming for. Being breathless is not at all harmful and is our body's normal response to exercise. When you have a lung condition, you just become breathless more quickly than others when you exercise. Being breathless when you're exercising means you're working at an appropriate level where physiological changes will be happening in your body to make you fitter and hopefully less breathless in a day-to-day life. There's 5 seconds left. Now change to a step forward tap, step back tap. To see good improvement, ideally try to complete this video at least 2 times throughout the week and focus on increasing what you can do each time. Some small increases in progressions over time can lead to noticeable improvements in fitness and hopefully in what you can manage to do day to day. Keep up the good work, there's 15 seconds left before we have a rest break. It's the final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great, well done! You've completed the first round of exercises. Now, if you don't need a rest, you can take an active recovery and continue to march on the spot. But if you do need to rest, then that's fine. There are several ways you can position your body to help you to recover from breathlessness. At the minute, I'm standing but leaning forwards, stabilising my arms on the back of the chair. This can help to keep your shoulders relaxed and encourages your diaphragm to work better. Or you can adopt the same approach but in a seated position, which Martin is demonstrating. Lean forward but try to keep your back straight and not hunched over. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out for longer through pursed lips. Your breathing will return back to normal. Have some water and feel free to pause the video now if you need a longer rest. Hopefully you've had enough rest and are ready to continue with this second round. This round is focusing on functional movement patterns involving bending, rotating and lunging. Let's start with a lunge and push forward with the right leg only. This is similar to sweeping and hoovering. Here, keep your feet shoulder width apart, step forward and let your weight transfer onto the front foot. Then push back to get the feet back together. Please hold on for this exercise if you feel unsteady. During this round, try to find the correct speed for you to work at. It needs to be at a speed that you can sustain, but is also challenging enough to make you feel somewhat severely to severely breathless. If this isn't your first time doing this video, you should have a better understanding of what level you can work at depending on how you got on previously. Change to knee lifts now and tap with the opposite hand. When you tap, try to slightly rotate your torso towards the lifted knee. We rotate our bodies all the time in daily life, and being unaccustomed to this movement, especially when bending at the same time, can lead to bad backs and back injuries. Hopefully, by keeping mobile and keeping our bodies used to rotations, we can reduce the likelihood of this happening day to day. Keep lifting those knees nice and high. Well done, we've just got 10 seconds left before we change to exercises. Next, change to torso twists with a knee tap. Do 2 torso twists with your arms down by your side and then rotate into 2 knee taps. If you're seated, hold your arms across your chest and twist the upper body twice, then lift the knees twice. If you'd prefer to just do torso twists only, then that's fine too. Try to use this one as a recovery exercise so you can continue to work hard on the other exercises in this round. Enjoy how relaxed this feels, as some of the later rounds may not be as gentle. There's 5 seconds remaining. Change to bend and tap out to the side, reaching up and across the body with both hands. If you don't feel happy reaching across, you can just bend and reach forwards. This exercise could be transferable to emptying the washing machine, bending down to get a pot out and lifting it up onto the side. If you can train yourself to get fit doing these different movement patterns, then hopefully you'll feel less breathless when doing them day to day. Hopefully you're more breathless on this exercise too and are feeling between a 4 to 6 on the Borg breathlessness score. Make use of pursed lip breathing by breathing in, ideally through your nose, and breathing out through pursed lips. Okay, now back to a lunge and push forward, but this time with the left leg only. Here, keep your feet shoulder width apart, step forward and let your weight transfer onto the front foot. Then push back to get the feet back together. Please hold on if you need some extra support. Remember, if this is your first time completing this video, don't be discouraged if you're not able to do much. Just try and do as much as you can manage and work at a level where you're feeling somewhat severely to severely breathless. With regular practice, try to complete slightly more each time. There's 5 seconds to go. Now let's change to knee lifts, but over-exaggerate the tap. Focus on rotating the torso towards the lifted knee. Please go at a pace that suits you and where you're feeling somewhat severely to severely breathless. Here's the faster version if you need to increase the intensity. If not, then please continue at the pace you're going at or slow down if you feel more than severely breathless. If you are feeling more tired at this point, then you can always try to slow the movement down, do the legs only version, or join Martin for the seated version. You could choose to rest if you need to for the rest of this exercise or round to help to get more in control of your breathlessness. Progress the knee taps now onto a torso twist and knee tap. Go at a steady pace for this exercise and try to recompose yourself so you're ready for the final exercise in this round. Many people with a lung condition find that over time it's caused them to stop doing activities that they used to do because of breathlessness. However, if you stop doing these daily activities, your muscles get weaker and don't use oxygen very well, so that when you try to do this activity again, it makes you feel even more breathless because you're deconditioned. This can be a downward spiral for some. The more breathless, the less you do. It means that breathlessness can start to take over. Doing this video regularly can help to break the cycle of inactivity and help to improve your breathlessness. Finally, change to bend and tap forward with a forward reach. This is the final 45 seconds of the round, so try to stick with it if you can. As you bend, make sure your feet are hip distance apart and your knees bend in line with your toes. Stick your bottom back and let your weight sit back in your heels. If you're following Martin, then you can try a slight tip forward to represent the squat and then tap the foot forwards. Keep going with your pursed lip breathing. Breathe in and then out through pursed lips for longer than what you breathed in. This helps to allow time for all the old air to come out, so there's space for the fresh oxygenated air to come in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, that's the end of round 2. Either carry on marching and take an active recovery or take a rest now. Have some water and try to recover your breathlessness. Some of the positions we're demonstrating may help you. Stop the video if you need extra rest, ready for the third round. I hope you're all getting on okay and managing to have a good go at some of these exercises. We're past the halfway point now for this video, so keep doing what you can. If you're finding it too hard, then try the legs only movement, the seated version which Martin is demonstrating, or take more rests as we go. This round is going to focus on pushing, pulling and lifting movement patterns. Let's start with a march and a push forward with both hands. Stand up tall with your shoulders back and head up. We want to achieve a good level of breathlessness in this round, so adjust the speed of your movement to help get into the correct breathlessness zone, where you're starting to feel somewhat severely to severely breathless. Push movements are fairly common in daily life. Straightening the arms whilst pushing uses the chest muscles, shoulders, and also the backs of your arms. If you want to strengthen the muscles more, then there are specific strength exercises you can do to target these muscles, where you push against a resistance. There are 5 seconds to go, well done. Now change to a heel dig and push down. If you follow through the whole 6 weeks, you'll be interested to know that this round is very similar to the very first week 1 exercises. How do you feel now doing them? Can you see how much you've improved? Now in this round, you're doing the harder double arm movement straight away. And in week 1, a round lasted for just 3 minutes 45 seconds. Whereas now in this week's sits video, a round lasts for 6 minutes. Hopefully you can see that with regular exercise and gradual small progressions, you can come a long way from where you were at the start of this 6-week course. Change to side taps and a push forwards. Please use the pursed lip breathing technique to help you to stay in control of your breathing. It will help to slow your breathing rate down by focusing on blowing out for longer to make a more effective breath. Also, by pursing the lips, this helps to create a resistance to the out-breath to help keep the airways open to allow all the air to get out. You may notice some of the leg and arm movements are paired differently together in this round, so it'll be a fresh challenge for your coordination. Try to do your best and remember that the more that you can practice these, the easier they will become. Let's try step backs and a push out. This pushing out could represent pushing your clothes to the side in your wardrobe to find a piece you're looking for. Hold on for any of these exercises if you need extra support, or if you would prefer, you can switch to follow Martin on these exercises. If you don't feel somewhat severely breathless yet, then try a bigger, faster movement and keep that intensity up for the remaining 20 seconds. Keep going, we've got 10 seconds and then we'll be over halfway in this round. Now, let's change to a march and a pull back. We're moving on to pull movements for the next 2 exercises. Pull moves work the back muscles and our biceps in the front of the upper arm when you pull against a resistance. If you'd like to try the faster version, you can try this now, or stay at the pace which you're at. Keep those feet moving, there's 15 seconds to go. Next, try heel digs with an upright pull. Lift the elbows up when the foot is forward. This arm movement is similar to pulling up items that are low, such as the duvet cover to button it back up after you've changed it. To check your level of breathlessness, try speaking out loud for a few sentences. A sentence you could use is, "I'm really enjoying doing these exercises with Rachel and Martin. It will help me to become fitter and less breathless in the long run." If you need to breathe after every couple of words, then that's a good level to be at. If you need to breathe after every word or you're so breathless you can't talk, then slow down, try the seated version or take a rest. Try a side tap and a forward raise now. These last 2 exercises will focus on lifting, which mainly uses the shoulder muscles. If you want to make it tougher, you can hold on to a tin in each hand whilst doing these movements. Try to avoid holding your breath whilst doing them. Keep using the pursed lip breathing to help you to manage your breathlessness. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out for longer through pursed lips. Keep going if you can, there's just 10 seconds left. Now we're on to step backs and a lateral raise, our final exercise in this round. Try to stick with this exercise the best you can, but if you need to drop to just one arm at a time, or no arms, then that's fine. Just do what you can manage and what you feel comfortable doing. There's always a version that's suitable for everyone, but the hard bit is deciding for yourself which version you should try. The more times you do the video, you'll get a better grasp of what version best suits you and which version enables you to keep going for the whole round and stay somewhat severely to severely breathless. Keep those feet moving, we've just got 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Great, you finished round 3. Now, if you don't need a rest, you can take an active recovery and continue to march on the spot. But if you need a rest, then go for it. The next round is fairly tough, so make sure your breathing is fully recovered. Here's a reminder of some of the positions you can take to help ease breathlessness. Leaning forwards, stabilising the arms on either the back of the chair or on your legs. Have small sips of water in the rest and pause the video if you need a longer rest break. Hopefully your breathing has returned back to normal, ready for this final round. We're going to focus on the functional movement pattern of squatting, and we'll be doing it by performing our sit to stand movements. Please use this first set to get used to the movement and go at a steady pace. Hold on to a weight if you want to make it feel harder. I'll be holding onto a doorstop, but you could hold on to tins or milk bottles filled with water. Count how many sit to stands you can do in this set. Get ready and please start now. Either have your arms across your chest, or if you need to make it feel easier, use your arms to help you to get up. Either push upon your legs or use the arms on the chair if you have them. You can also sit on cushions to make yourself higher in the chair, which can take the pressure off your knees. If you're following Martin, you can go at a slower pace and have longer rests when standing and seated. Make sure your feet are positioned hip distance apart and try to keep the knees pointing forwards as you stand and sit. Control the lowering of yourself back into the chair so you sit down softly. We can use the blow as you go breathing technique for this exercise. Breathe in as you sit down and blow out through pursed lips as you stand up. Breathe in as you sit down and blow out through pursed lips as you stand up. In this first set, we're going to do 1 minute 30 seconds of sit to stands, followed by 45 seconds recovery. Then we'll do 1 minute 15 seconds of sit to stands with a 45-second recovery, and then 1 minute of sit to stands with a 45-second recovery. And each time we'll gradually try to go at a faster speed. There's 10 seconds remaining, so keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Try now to take an active recovery by doing a steady march, either standing or seated. If you need to have a proper rest, then that's fine. Remember how many sit to stands you did in that set? When we start on the second set, I'd like you to try to do the same amount, but in less time. You'll have 1 minute 15 seconds to try to do the same amount, which means you'll need to try to do them faster than before. There's just 15 seconds left of this active recovery. Get ready, and off you go. Keep those feet hip distance apart and try to keep the knees pointing forwards at all times. Breathe in as you sit down and blow out through pursed lips as you stand up. Breathe in as you sit down and blow out through pursed lips as you stand up. This is a challenging exercise, but try to keep going if you can. If you can only manage a few, then that's fine too. The more you practice it, the better you'll become. Well done, there's 30 seconds left. Control yourself when you're lowering to sit back down. Keep up the speed if you can and try to do the same number of sit to stands as you did in the first set. Keep going, 15 seconds to go. Well done, there's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great! Good, take a rest. You can either do an active recovery or you can take a seated rest. Hopefully now you're doing this week 6 video, you can see a big improvement in how easily you can stand up from a chair in both these exercises and in real life. Think back to the first time you did sit to stands in week 2 and how many could you do then? Hopefully you can do more now and you've seen some progress in what you can achieve. Over the weeks you'll have developed your thigh and bottom muscles to become stronger to cope with this squatting movement. On the final set we're going to do just 1 minute of sit to stands and I want you to try to do as many as you can. Keep count. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, off you go. This is the final time you'll be doing this exercise today. Try to match or even beat what you did in the previous set. Breathe in as you sit down and blow out through pursed lips as you stand up. Sit to stand and squatting movements use big muscles in the legs which require a lot of energy and oxygen to work. This is why this exercise can feel so hard and make you feel breathless. People with lung conditions can find that as time goes on, the muscles at the top of their legs get smaller. This exercise can help to combat that, so it's a great one to do, even though it's tough. There's 10 seconds remaining. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done! We'll just finish this set with 45 seconds of active recovery. So either do a standing or seated march, or take a rest if you need to. It's important to say that all the benefits and improvements that you've gained over the last 6 weeks from doing these videos regularly can easily be lost if you stop exercising and become inactive. These changes are reversible. Your body adjusts to meet the needs of what you ask of it. If you're asking it to be able to do regular exercise 3 to 4 times a week, it will be able to do that and become fitter and stronger. If on the other hand you go back to doing what you did before, then your body will go back to that level. Keep exercising to keep these benefits. Congratulations, you've finished the week 6 exercises. If you can manage it, I'd strongly advise doing a few minutes of slow walking on the spot to gradually bring down your breathing rate and heart rate. Either do this standing or seated. Then you can take a short rest before we move on to the cool down. We'll now complete the cool down. Hopefully you've done a few minutes of gentle walking on the spot to gradually lower the intensity from the main part of the session. We're going to perform some stretches to help to lengthen the muscles and return your body back to how you felt before you started to exercise. The first stretch we're going to perform is a calf stretch. This muscle is located at the back of your lower leg. Place your hands on the chair and place one leg in front of the other. Bend the knee of the front leg and straighten the back leg. Make sure both of your feet are pointing forwards and the heel of the back foot is flat on the floor. Change legs over now, repeating this process. We're going to hold these stretches for approximately 15 to 20 seconds each. Good. The next stretch we're going to do is a seated hamstring stretch, which stretches the muscles at the back of the thigh. Sit towards the edge of the chair so you can straighten the leg. Place the hands just above the bent knee. Sit up tall and then tip forwards until you feel a stretch at the back of the thigh on the straight leg. If you want to increase the intensity of this stretch, you can bring your toes towards you so they point up towards the ceiling. You'll feel this stretch further down the leg. Change legs, swap the hands over, sit up tall and sit forwards. It's important on all of these stretches not to hold your breath. Try to maintain normal breathing whilst doing these stretches. Bring your toes towards you if you want to feel a deeper stretch. Remember to keep breathing. We're going to change to a side stretch now, so place one hand on the hip and the other hand reaches up and over the body so you can feel a stretch down the side. If you prefer, you can have both arms by your side. Either version is fine. Remember to keep breathing here. And we're going to change sides now. Remember, if your shoulder doesn't like being lifted above the head, keep both arms at your side. We're now going to change to a seated upper back stretch. Bring the arms in front, link the fingers together, push your shoulders forwards and drop the head down. You should feel a stretch in the upper back and the neck. Try to keep your arms up and keep breathing throughout. Good, let's change to a chest stretch. So link the fingers together behind the back, pulling the shoulders back, or having our hands facing down in the small of your back. Either is fine. The important thing is to pull the shoulders back, lift the lower ribcage up, taking the heart towards the sky. Keep breathing through this stretch. We're now going to move into stretching the back of the shoulder, so bring one arm across the body and pull it in towards you with the other arm. Keep the shoulders relaxed and low during this exercise. Change arms. Now bringing the other arm across the body. Hold near the elbow and pull the arm in towards you. Again, you should feel this stretching the back of the shoulder. Next, we're going to stretch the neck. Sit nice and comfortable and tilt the ear down towards the shoulder. You should feel a stretch in the side of your neck. Change to the other side. Relax here as much as you can. Great, the finishing move now. Breathing in through the nose, stretching up, and breathing out through pursed lips. Breathing in through the nose, stretching up, and breathing out through pursed lips. Breathing in through the nose, stretching up, and breathing out through pursed lips. And give yourselves a clap. Well done. Congratulations, you've now completed all of this video. I've enjoyed taking you through the exercises today, and I hope you found some benefit from doing them. Please try to do this video again, and next time try to do a little bit more. If you've enjoyed this workout, then please like from the button below and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this.